Can I have a mic? A 1 2 1 2 1 2 2. Biddy 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 boo boo. A 1 2 1 2. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hubtown Brewing, to Landlocked Pirate and Friends. I am Landlocked Pirates, and you guys are my friends. I was saying to somebody earlier on, it's kind of funny because this is my first in real life gig ever. I've been streaming for a long, long time, but this is my first in real life gig, and I know almost everybody here, and it's fantastic. So thank you for the support. Hoping to raise a ton of money for Rowan House and Awo Tan, both emergency women's shelters in High River and in Calgary. Later on, the representatives from each organization are going to just take the mic and say a little bit about who they are and why what they're doing is relevant and important and how you can help. There is a bucket that says, give me some money, just inside the door there. If you feel so moved, please do put some money in there, because these guys need it. I'm sure they'll tell you more about that. So we're going to get started. Do I have some musicians? Why, yes, I do.
You just got the us.
I noticed we weren't included in the friends part.
I noticed. I was waiting to make a mention of that.
Well,
I mean, the advert was Landlocked Pirate and Friends.
I thought we were.
And you're the friends.
we were friends before we started rehearsing.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Now we're acquaintances.
On each of your tables, there is a little bit of paper with words on.
You can make airplanes with them.
And if you want to, you can sing along. Most of this stuff is sing-alongable. Shanties are my thing, so... What?
Nothing.
So shanties are my thing, and they're designed to be relatable and play-alongable. And I'm terribly sorry, I'm going to play a ukulele. And hopefully you can hear it. All right. So this is Randy Dandy-O, the first song of the night. How do we start this thing?
You.
They recognize the tune. Now we are ready to head for the horn. Play, hey, roll and go. Our boots and our clothes, boys are rolling the pond. To be rollicking Randy Dandy-O. Heave a polo, heave away.
Way, hey, roll and go.
The anchor's on board and the cables all stretched.
To be rollicking Randy Dandy-O.
Oh, man, stout captains and heave it a will.
Way, hey, roll and go.
For soon we driving our way up the hill.
Be rollicking Randy Dandy-O.
Oh, heave a polo, heave away.
Way, hey, roll and go.
The anchor's on board and the cables all stretched.
Be rollicking Randy Dandy-O.
Oh, heave away, bullies, ye parish rig bum.
Hey, hey, roll and go.
Take your hands for your pockets and don't suck your thumb.
Rollicking Randy Dandy-O.
Oh, heave a polo, heave away.
Way, hey, roll and go.
The anchor's on board and the cables all stored.
Rollicking Randy Dandy-O.
Oh, heave outbound for Bannock Bay.
Way, hey, roll and go.
The Kraken mill, lads, it's a hell of a way.
Be rollicking Randy Dandy-O.
Oh, heave a polo, heave away.
Way, hey, roll and go.
The anchor's on board and the cables all stored.
Be rollicking Randy Dandy-O.
Oh, heave a polo, heave away.
Way, hey, roll and go.
The anchor's on board and the cables all stored.
Be rollicking Randy Dandy-O. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm sure we practiced that one about twice the speed.
I'm fairly sure we practiced it repeatedly at many different speeds. So thank you again, guys, for coming. In case you weren't aware, we're actually streaming this live. I stream twice a week on Twitch, and the reason I have my laptop here is because I have a little webcam up there, and we're streaming this worldwide. So we have...
Oh, yeah.
We have people from various different places. I don't know exactly where. The States and various other... Oh, we have Norway and Sweden.
Wow.
Up in the middle of the night, we have the UK. So we have people all over the
need
world
one.
listening to us right here. How about that? All right, the next song we're going to do is called South Australia. It's one of my favorites. If any of you heard me on the radio last week, it's the one I sang. With these shanties, this kind of shanty, it's called a call and response. So I sing a line, and you'll hear them sing the response. You guys sing too. So this one goes, in South Australia I was born, and then you sing, heave away, haul away. In South Australia I was, round Cape Horn, and then you sing, we're bound for South Australia. And it's the same thing every single time. So give it
every single time.
Every single time. Reg really loves the complexity. Please.
Oh, dear.
In South Australia I was born.
Heave away, haul away.
In South Australia round Cape Horn.
We're bound for South Australia.
Haul away, you rolling king.
Heave away, haul away.
Haul away, you'll hear me sing.
Bound for South Australia.
As I walked out one morning fair.
Heave away, haul away.
'Twas there I met Miss Nancy Blair.
Bound for South Australia.
Haul away, you rolling king.
Heave away, haul away.
Haul away, you'll hear me sing.
Bound for South Australia.
She looked me up, she looked me down.
Heave away, haul away.
She took me all around the town.
Bound for South Australia.
Haul away, you rolling king.
Heave away, haul away.
Haul away, you'll hear me sing.
Bound for South Australia.
There's one bad thing that creeps my mind.
Heave away, haul away.
That's leaving Nancy Blair's behind.
Bound for South Australia.
Haul away, you rolling king.
Heave away, haul away.
Haul away, you'll hear me sing.
We're bound for South Australia.
As we went down around Cape Horn.
Heave away, haul away.
You wish to God you'd never been born.
Bound for South Australia.
Haul away, you rolling king.
Heave away, haul away.
Haul away, you'll hear me sing.
We're bound for South Australia.
In South Australia I was born.
Heave away, haul away.
In South Australia round Cape Horn.
Bound for South Australia.
Haul away, you rolling king.
Heave away, haul away.
Haul away, you'll hear me sing.
Bound for South Australia.
Haul away, you rolling king.
Heave away, haul away.
Haul away, you'll hear me sing. We're
Bound for South Australia.
So the delightfully named Burp Boy wants to know who my crew is. Burp Boy is from Sweden, Finland, Scandinavia. On my left we have the wonderful Tim Cortice on keyboards and accordion. And we have the wonderful Reg Gothard, who only complains about the repetition sometimes. Again and again and again.
And the deviation from the subject.
Exactly, yes. So, yes. And they have devoted a lot of time to getting ready for this gig, for which I really, truly appreciate. There's been a lot of people who have volunteered their time, including the great and good Ed Sands, who's helped us with lending equipment and so on. And Nick over here, who is making sure that we don't shriek at you and lose eardrums and so on like we did earlier, but that wasn't your fault. All right, this one is called Mingule Boat Song, and it's one of Helen's favorite songs. Say hello, Helen.
And play in G.
Do you remember it?
Of course I do. I'm
That's
just
good
wondering
stuff.
which keys play it in.
The as a legit question.
It says G for me.
Yeah, I stuck this thing on.
All right. Okay. All right. Did you want me to play as well?
No. You want me to start it, don't you?
Heel yo ho, boys, let her go, boys, swing her head round into the weather. Heel yo ho, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to Mingulay. What care we how white the minch is, what care we for wind or weather, when we know that every inch is sailing homeward to Mingulay. Yo ho, boys, let her go, boys, bring her head round into the weather. Heel yo ho, boys, let her go, boys, singing homeward to Mingulay. And when the wind is wild and wailing, and the waves mail ever higher, anxious sighs turn ever seaward to see us home. Heel yo ho, boys, let her go, boys, bring her head round into the weather. Heel yo ho, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to Mingulay. And wives are waiting by the pier head or looking seaward from overhead. Pull her round, boys, and then you'll anchor ere the sun sets on Mingulay. Heel yo ho, boys, let her go, boys, bring her head round into the weather. Heel yo ho, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to Mingulay. And ships return now heavy laden, mothers holding their bairns a crying. They'll return yet when the sun sets, they'll return back to Mingulay. Heel yo ho, boys, let her go, boys, bring her head round into the weather. Heel yo ho, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to Mingulay. Heel yo ho, boys, let her go, boys, swing her head round into the weather. Heel yo ho, boys, let her go, boys, singing homeward to Mingulay. That's a lovely song. I have to say, I didn't actually like it when Helen first introduced it to me, and then it just grew on me and grew on me.
But then she beat him up.
All right. I insulted Bert Boy. He's from Norway, not Sweden or Finland. All right. This is something special. This is a Landlocked Pirate original. So this is not a traditional song. This is something that I wrote the music. A friend of mine in England called Sammy Joe wrote the words for. And it's called The Angel's Roar. At least I hope it's special for all the right reasons.
Yeah, it's your song.
I've got the wrong tune in my head.
That's what I was doing.
The band is having a problem because we've got the wrong damn tune stuck in our head. Real life music problems.
Well, you got a chart on there, don't you?
6, 8, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
There we go. The angels do roar with cannons and moors. The sailors stand to, ready for war. The angels do roar as thunder pours off the port bow to the depths of the sea. Oh, the angels do roar with cannons and moors. The sailors stand to, ready for war. The angels raise tides to sway the beast from its slumber asleep in the deep blue sea. Thank you, everybody.
Really embarrassing when you don't know your own songs.
I'm ancient. I'm ancient and decrepit, and I forget things.
That's okay. I gave you the wrong time signature.
All right. I suspect that people are going to know this song because it may have done the rounds on TikTok and other social media.
It's that rubber boot man, the Welly man.
Bird Boy wants to know how many people are there. I'd say there's about between 50 and 60.
2, 3, 8, 10, 12,
All right.
15.
This one's called The Wellerman. Take it away, Maestro.
My note says give Chris an A. Oh no, that's been crossed out. Oh, these fickle landlocked pirates. One chorus for first verse. Okay.
I'm having a problem with wind.
One. Hey? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
There once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was the Liberty. Da-dum-da-dee-dum-dum-bum. I told you I had a problem with wind.
Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
She'd been 2 weeks from the shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow.
Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. All hands to the side harpooned and fought her, and then she dived below.
Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
No line was cast, no whale was freed. The captain's mind was not ungrieved, but he belonged to the whaleman's creed. She took that ship in tow.
Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
For 40 days or even more, the line went slack, then taut once more. All boats were lost, there were only 4, and still that whale did go.
Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
As far as I've heard, the fight's still on. The line's not cut, the whale's not gone. The whaleman makes his regular call to encourage the crew and all.
Oh, soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So that's a traditional song from New Zealand. And if you're wondering what tonguing is, it's dealing with a whale's tongue, because that's the most valuable bit, apparently. Time to hydrate. Okay. Well, hello. This one's a definite sing-along song. This is called A Drop of Nelson's Blood, and there's a story behind this, which I'm going to tell you. So, a legend has it that when Lord Nelson died, he was far away from the UK, and they didn't have ice, they didn't have a way of preserving the body, so they put Lord Nelson's body in a barrel of rum just to preserve it. And sailors, being sailors, thought, well, there's rum in that barrel. Drinking that rum wouldn't do us any harm, right? Hence, a drop of Nelson's blood wouldn't do us any harm.
That rum's got body in it.
It's got body in it. Reg is the master of dad jokes. All right.
Okay.
Well, a drop of Nelson's blood wouldn't do us any harm, and a drop of Nelson's blood wouldn't do us any harm, and a drop of Nelson's blood wouldn't do us any harm, and we'll all hang on behind.
Come on and roll the old chariot along, we'll roll the old chariot along, we'll roll the old chariot along, we'll all hang on behind.
Well, some rum, beer, and baccy wouldn't do us any harm, and some rum, beer, and baccy wouldn't do us any harm, and some rum, beer, and baccy wouldn't do us any harm, and we'll all hang on behind. Come on and
roll the old chariot along, we'll roll the old chariot along, we'll roll the old chariot along, we'll all hang on behind.
Well, a damn good flogging wouldn't do us any harm, and a damn good flogging wouldn't do and a damn good flogging wouldn't do us any harm, and we'll all hang on behind.
Come on and roll the old chariot along, we'll roll the old chariot along, we'll roll the old chariot along, and we'll all hang on behind.
Well, a night out with our mates would wouldn't do us any harm. And a night out with our mates wouldn't do us any harm. And a night out with our mates wouldn't do us any harm. And we'll all hang on behind.
Come on and roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. And we'll all hang on behind.
Well, a roll in the clover wouldn't do us any harm. And a roll in the clover wouldn't do us any harm. And a roll in the clover wouldn't do us any harm.
And
we'll all hang on behind.
Come on and roll the old chariot along. Yes, we'll roll the old chariot along. And we'll roll the old chariot along. And we'll all hang on behind.
Oh, we'd be all right if the wind was in our sails. We'd be all right if the wind was in our sails. We'd be all right if the wind was in our sails. We'll all hang on behind.
Come on and roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. We'll all hang on behind.
Oh, we'll be all right if we make it round the horn. We'll be all right if we make it round the horn. We'll be all right if we make it round the horn. And we'll all hang on behind.
Come on and roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. And we'll all hang on behind.
Well, a drop of Nelson's blood wouldn't do us any harm. And a drop of Nelson's blood wouldn't do us any harm. And a drop of Nelson's blood wouldn't do us any harm. And we'll all hang on behind.
Come on and roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. And we'll all hang on behind. Come on and roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. We'll all hang on behind.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I would like to educate you. It's yar. It's got to be said with feeling, not R. Yar.
R.
Did we lose it?
What? Oh. A little bit more.
Yeah. Nick, apologies for the god-awful noise. It was my hands hitting this mic. All right, we have one more song for this set, and it's called Coasts of High Barberry. It's a traditional 18th century song, and I like it.
It's there somewhere. I know the harmony.
I know I don't have it.
Okay.
Word you of the ships from old England came.
Blow high, blow low, and so said we.
One was the Prince of Luther, the other Prince of Wales, cruising down along the coast of High Barberry. Aloft there, aloft, our jolly boatswain cried.
Blow high, blow low, and so said we.
Look ahead, look astern, look to where the looker lee,
Looking down along the coast of High Barberry.
There's naught upon the stern, there's naught upon the lee.
Blow high, blow low, and so say we.
But there's a lofty ship to windward, she's sailing fast and free, sailing down along the coast of High Barberry. hail her, our gallant captain cried.
Blow high, blow low, and so say we.
Are you a man of war, a privateer, a merchant ship, cried he, lying down along the coast of
High Barberry.
I am not a man of war, nor a privateer, said he.
Blow high, blow low, and so sail we.
But I am a salt sea pirate, I'm hunting for me, hunting down along the coast of
High Barberry.
For broadside, a long time we lay.
And high, blow low, and so say we.
Until the Prince of Luther shot the pirate's mast away, shooting
Down along the coast of High Barberry.
For quarter, the pirates they did cry.
Blow high, blow low, and so say we.
But the answer that we gave them, we sunk them in the sea, sinking down along the
Coast of High Barberry.
Blow high, blow low, and so sail we down along the coast of High.
Blow high, blow low, and so say we.
Down along the coast of High Barberry. Beautiful. Thank you, everyone.
Anything else?
Thank you. Your presence here means a hell of a lot to me personally, to the guys, and of course to the two organizations we're supporting. I'm going to invite Ali from High River, what am I saying? From Rowan House to come up and spend just a few minutes talking about Rowan House and who they are and why what they're doing is important and relevant. And I'm kind of hoping that Ed has a wireless mic for them. Thanks, everybody. We'll be back in about 15, 20 minutes.
Check.
Very much. Stay right here. Okay. I just don't want it to screech, so you tell me where to sign. Hello, everyone. As Chris was saying, I'm Allie from Rowan House Emergency Shelter, and I've been with the organization now as an employee for 9 years, but I actually started out as a volunteer, so I've been there for more like 12 years, kind of when they first started their capital campaign to build the new shelter in the High River area. And first of all, I really just want to say thank you to Chris and friends for organizing this fun event, and to everyone for coming out. These types of fundraisers and support are really important to us. Sorry, I'm shaking. I haven't done one of these in so long. Rowan House Society believes in a future where we can all thrive in safe and empowering relationships. And we are faced with a current reality where domestic abuse is a growing problem in our community, in our province, and across our country. I'm sure you saw early on in the pandemic, there were quite a bit of news stories around the impact it was having on families, as Alberta's RCMP reported an 11.7% increase in domestic violence calls between March 2020 to September 2020 compared to that same period in 2019. And while it's a growing problem, it's certainly not a new one, and we have been working for over 20 years to change this reality. Our main objective is to provide immediate safety and support for women and children fleeing abuse through our short-term 24-bed emergency shelter and crisis line. We are located in High River, but we serve the entire foothills area, basically from the City of Calgary border all the way south to Claresholm, east to Vulcan, and west to Bragg Creek, Redwood Meadows. But shelters are so much more than a bed. Families who come through our doors are provided with basic necessities, healthy relationship education, court support, advocacy, and referrals as they develop tools and strength to begin new lives free from abuse. We also have a children's program that works to help kids who often witness the abuse or experience it themselves, and to have the opportunity to just play and feel like kids again while learning coping strategies. We also know that abuse is complicated, and not everybody needs shelter or is ready to leave their partners. So we also provide one-on-one support in the community through our outreach program. So you don't have to come into shelter to receive support. And we know that shelters are going to be required for many more years to come, but prevention programming is making a difference, and it's more vital than ever. It's important to note that abuse is absolutely an active choice someone makes, and there is no excusing that behavior. However, through a trauma-informed lens, as part of the intergenerational cycle of violence, we understand that when someone has grown up in an environment where domestic abuse is present, they may not know about those healthier choices that we can make and the ways to deal with their problem without choosing abuse. So we provide preventative education in schools and in community groups to talk about healthy relationships at all ages, starting with grade 2 students and grade 5 students talking about friendship and bullying, and then going on to the grade 8s and 11s where we really start talking about dating violence, healthy relationships, and what that all looks like. So we're working really hard to break that cycle of violence early, and as well with women and children in the community who are experiencing that right now. And finally, we're innovating and looking for other ways to approach this issue as it's not always working. And we've actually developed a new Safe at Home program that works with the abusive partner to address their behaviors so women and children can stay in their own homes and maintain their support strengths of their networks. So that is something we're piloting, and hopefully if it works out, then we'll be able to provide a blueprint to all other communities to use that same kind of format and hopefully make changes where the abuse starts. All of these initiatives that are making a difference for families every day are only made possible thanks to people like you and events like this. So I really am so thankful for you all to be here, and again to Chris and his group for putting this on. Thank you.
Do I have a mic? Yes, I do. So, as I said earlier, there is a bucket by the door, the exit. Is it an entrance to the patio or an exit into the patio? I don't know. If you feel led to contribute more than you've already contributed by buying tickets, please do. The money is well used and very much needed. Thank you. You got another 10, 15 minutes of relaxation before we start screeching in your ears again. Hey, I'm honest. I need water.
It wasn't a criticism at all. It's not you, it's me.
Yeah, we'll start on the hour. Yeah.
When we don't chat between songs. Tends to fly by. Yep. All right. The first layer of stickiness is gone. Now I need to go wash. What? I think you need like wipes.
Actually,
That is the beast.
this pouch contains all.
Wonderful. Oh, that's perfect.
You only need my other one. They are Clorox wipes, not hand wipes, but they will work. And that's the best way to stop somebody stealing your pen.
What?
It's a very, very heavy pen. They always comment on it. They comment, they're conscious.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like a free sample of Costco.
Grandma's?
No, no.
Oh.
Wish. The pouch was Wish. Wish really does have all sorts of weird and wonderful things.
Can we mute, please?
Yeah.
There we go. Nutmeg, thank you for the subscription. I really appreciate it. All right, yes, you're going to recognize the song. We're going to mash it up with a couple of other songs just for a bit of fun.
If you don't recognize it, we're doing it really badly.
That's weak and a back that's strong. 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older. She called me 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company Good job, guys. I can't tell you how delighted I was when I found out 16 tons, Hit the Road Jack, and Stray Cat Strut share the same chord progression.
Approximately.
And then I didn't do it tonight, but the cat came back Fitz as well. Old Mr. Thompson had troubles of his own. He had a yellow cat that wouldn't leave its home. It's fantastic. All right. I'm going to sing a song to you now. Kind of special in my heart because it's the first song that I ever wrote. Which hopefully doesn't mean it's awful, but I discovered during COVID that I had talents I didn't know I had. I could write songs, and who knew? So this is called Should Have Been an Email, and it's an anthem to all of those people that hate pointless meetings. And yes, I'm looking at you, because you and I work at the same place. Yes. This is an anthem to those people who hate pointless meetings. All right.
What's the intro again?
Hell, I don't know.
I'm so sorry.
He wants me to tell him what the intro to this song is.
Chorus chords. Yeah, okay, thank you. Sorry. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
A little faster? Okay. Oh. No, it wasn't, was it?
That was right.
No, I was wrong.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
2, 3, 4.
There we go. Much better when the musicians are in sync. Another bloody meeting, the third or fourth today. Another bloody manager with nothing much to say. I don't know how much more of this that I can bloody take. I've heard so many buzzwords, my head's begun to ache. Oh, this could have been an email that no, you had to meet. You could have sent a message or even just a tweet. The managing director has things he wants to share. He doesn't seem to realize that we don't bloody care. Don't want to know his targets or about the bottom line. Just shut your mouth and tell us how we'll get to lunch on time. Oh, it should have been an email. You know it should to meet. You could have sent a message or even just a tweet. Oh, I'm looking out the window. The sun is going down. Who is this bloke who's on my screen who just can't come around? To the point that he's been making for at least a bloody hour. If he doesn't shut up pretty soon, we'll be working after hours. Oh, this could have been an email, but no, you had to meet. You could have sent a message or even just a tweet. Minor key. Oh, could it be the end's in sight? He's shown his final slide, but now it's Q&A time. Confusion clarified.
Not!
The consultant ends with these few words that fill us all with sorrow. Good night, rest well, enjoy your sleep, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Oh, it could have been an email, but no, you had to meet. You could have sent a message or even just a tweet. Oh, this should have been an email, but no, you had to meet. You should have sent a message or even just a tweet. Thank you. I love the feeling with which my colleagues sang that song. Oh, I know exactly how much you relate to that. And so does this gentleman down here.
Doesn't everybody?
All right. This next song, I think every Canadian on this patio will know the words to, back to front. but I'd like to sing it front to back first, if that's okay. Log Drivers Waltz. Ed, I want to see you dancing.
Lines 3 and 4. Okay.
We've got logs, kind of. Are we ready?
Yep.
Actually, I'm not. Am I starting? Are you starting?
Yep. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
If you ask any girl from the parish around what pleases her most from her head to her toes, she'll say, I'm not sure, that is business of yours, but I do like to waltz with a log driver, for he goes burling down and down the white water. That's where a log driver learns to tread lightly, yes, burling down and down the white water. The log driver's waltz pleases girls completely. When the drive's nearly over, I like to go down and watch all the lads as they work on the river. I know that come evening they'll be in the town, and we'll all like to waltz with a log driver, for he goes burling down and down the white water. That's where the log driver learns to tread lightly, yes, burling down and down the white water. The log driver's waltz pleases girls completely. To please both my parents, I've had to give way and dance with the doctors and merchants and lawyers. The manners are fine, but their feet are of clay. But there's none with the style of my log driver, for he goes burling down and down the white water. That's where the log driver learns to tread lightly, yes, burling down and down the white water. The log driver's waltz pleases girls completely. Now I've had my chances with all sorts of men, but none are so fine as my lad on the river. So when the drive's over, if he asks me again, I think I will marry my log driver, for he goes burling down and down the white water. That's where the log driver learns to tread lightly, yes, burling down and down the white water. The log driver's waltz pleases girls completely. Burling down and down the white water. That's where the log driver learns completely, yes, burling down and down the white water. That's where the log driver learns completely.
That well apart.
Completely.
Or partially.
All right, before the end.
Well, that was
Anticlimactic.
That happened. Yes.
Just to recognize and go,
If it was me, apologies. It should have been me.
that was what you call improvisation.
Uh-oh.
So I sing in a jazz ensemble, and my jazz ensemble colleagues here know there are no wrong notes in jazz. It's called crunchy. All right, this is a great big C song. It's actually traditional, but everybody knows it as a great big C song. So this is called Lukey's Boat, or as I like to sing it, Lukey's Goat. Lukey's goat is painted green, the prettiest goat you've ever seen. Lukey's boat is painted green. Ah, my boys. Lukey's boat is painted green, the prettiest boat you've ever seen. Aha, my boys, a riddle I day. Aha, my boys, a riddle I day. Lukey's boat's got a fine floor cuddy. Ah, my boys. Lukey's boat's got a fine floor cuddy, and every Thank you. All right. I decided I was going to write a nautical song. And this is what I came up with. This is called I Want to Go A-Sailing. And it's a Landlocked Pirate original.
Is that Dark Bright Spirit?
I want to go a-sailing across the ocean wide. I want to see a mermaid, King Neptune at her side. I don't know what I'll find out there in the vast and empty blue. Perhaps I'll come a-sailing home to you. My mama always told me I should take a job ashore. She told me to work in the docks, a muscled stevedore. But I knew I had to go to sea. Among the waves I could be free. Someday I'll come a-sailing home to you. Oh, Ruby, now, my darling, I've got to go away. But you'll be well looked after every white stocking day. I don't know how long I'll be gone, but your name will always be my song. You know I'll come a-sailing home to you. When my sailing days are done, my feet now on unmoving ground, will build a cottage on the shore, surrounded by familiar sounds of ocean winds and crashing waves, the seagulls' cries and booming waves. You know I won't be sailing on the blue. You know I'll stay right here at home with you. Right here at home with you. You know I'll stay right here at home with you.
Good song.
Thank you.
Chris, that is a good song.
Okay, next up, we have a wonderful song by a Scottish-born Canadian guy called David Francie. If you don't know this guy, he's an amazing singer-songwriter. He lives out in Nova Scotia. And honestly, the trouble I had choosing a song was picking which one. They're all good. And Helen is going to be very disappointed that I didn't pick the right one. According to her. This one's called Weather Vane, and I just love this song.
Oh, yes. Ah?
The beaten down, hell bent for love again, forgets the wind that howls in and turns the weather vane. And everybody leaves their marks, some profound and some profane. And everybody falls in love and falls back out again. And everyone can recognize and call that love by name. Forget the winds that howls in and turns the weather vane. Everyone meets someone they'd like to meet again, and everyone knows someone who likely feels the same, and everybody's in the dark and it draws us like a flame. Forget the winds that howls in and turns the weather vane. Every day we find a way to make it right as rain, and every day's another way we try and try again. When we succeed we fill the need and sanctify the pain. Forget the wind that howls in and turns the weather vane. Thank you, everybody.
What did I do?
All right. We have one more song for this set. We are going to come back and do a third set later, don't worry. This is a sea shanty, but it's a different kind of sea shanty. This isn't a work song. This is the kind of song that the sailors would sing when they were back in the dock and they were happy to be going home. And they also like to complain about their officers and the working conditions and so on, because they're going home, they're at the dock, what are the officers going to do? So this is called Leave Her, Johnny, Leave Her. I beg your pardon? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Arr, that's right, thank you. All right.
2, 3. Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Johnny, leave her. It's a long, hard pull to the next payday, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done, and the winds don't blow. It's time for us to leave her.
is done, and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her.
Well, it's time for us to say goodbye.
Leave her, Johnny, leave her,
For the pilings they are drawing nigh.
it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done, and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done,
And
the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right. That's our third set. Before I ask our lovely people from Our Town to come up, Les asked if he could come and sing you a song to get you all singing as well. Les, come on up.
Are we accompanying? Is it a song we know?
What song is that?
It's a sea shanty. Right? And it's
Whiskey is. I hate you. Whiskey is. Does that work? Yeah. C-ish?
C-ish.
I'll drone around in a C.
Go around in the sea. Hi, folks. I sort of stuck myself in here because I was hoping that we get some more serious shanties, so I'd explain how shanties work, and I'll only sing this if you guarantee to sing along, because it leaves me feeling really stupid if you get your part and you don't sing along. So the way sea shanties work is that there was a shantyman. They were working. Shantyman set the pace for the work, and then the crew would do the work but sing along at the same time. Kind of like that. Or they'd be lashed and then they'd do the work anyway. So my part of it goes, and I thought this would be great because a lot of people are just starting to start their next season of singing, so you want to check your lungs and things. So my part goes, whiskey is the life of man, whiskey from an old tin can. So that's the shantyman's part. Now your part goes, whiskey, oh, Johnny, oh, up aloft this yard must go. Whiskey, 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 oh, up aloft this yard must go. John, rise or up from down below. Now here's the working part of this. When we do this, you have to try to sing your part all in one breath. Okay? So we'll try it again, and then we'll do it in a song. So it goes, whiskey, oh, Johnny, oh, come on, rise her up from down below. Whiskey, whiskey, sing, damn it. From down below, rise her up from down below.
Or we do the lash. Okay. So it starts out. Whiskey is no wrong. Whiskey is the life of man. Whiskey from an old tin can. Now to help with the chorus, pound on the table every beat. So here we go. Whiskey is the life of man. Whiskey from an old tin can. Whiskey, oh Johnny, oh, rise her up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, rise her up from down below. John, rise her up from down below. Now this is the part where the men get to rest and the shanty man watches and sees who's working and who isn't and straightens everything up.
Various places.
But could I have the key again? I thought I heard the old man say, I gives them whiskey twice a day. Here we go. Whiskey, oh Johnny, oh, rise her up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, rise her up from down below. John, rise her up from down below. I gives them whiskey twice a day. No, sorry, I missed a verse there. I gives them whiskey when I can, and a bottle full for the shanty man. Here we go. Whiskey go, Johnny, oh, rise her up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, rise her up from down below. John, rise her up from down below. Thank you. You've done well.
Thank you, Les.
Thank you.
You know what? That took courage.
It pushes
Good on you, Lee.
well, Mike. All right, big report structure.
All right.
Go.
Friends from Awotan are going to come and talk to us about who Awotan are and... Oh, 1 minute.
Sorry for hitting your mic, Nick.
It's kind of embarrassing being a shanty man and not actually knowing that song. I know a very similar one.
You know a couple others. You're all
I
right.
know a couple of others, yes.
Still well ahead of me.
Oh, here we go. Nick, do you have the... yeah, cool. All right, Awotan is going to come and talk to us. Nick has your mic.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I'd like to thank the host, Chris, for inviting Awotan Emergency Women's Shelter to this wonderful event tonight. It's lots of great music and lots of great company at our table as well. So thank you for inviting us. Awotan Women's Emergency Shelter has been in operation in the city of Calgary since 1992, and I've been with the organization since then. And so we provide a broad continuum of support services for victims of family violence, domestic violence, to women and children of all cultures. We are a 32-bed funded, provincially funded agency, and our mandate is to serve women and children fleeing violence, and also women who are in crises. I'd like to tell you a story because stories are quite often impactful, and I get emotional sometimes when I tell this story because the children who witness violence are so impacted and they like to become caregivers, right? So there's this little boy, 4 years old, his little sister, she's approximately 18 months, and mom in pushing the stroller. And the little guy has some change in his jean pocket, and he's kind of jiggling it. Of course, and I love children, so I come out of my office, and I said, hi. I said, are you chatting with him? And I said, are you going to buy a treat with your money? And he says, kind of, no, not really. And I said to Mom, you're going house hunting. She said, yes. And then I, wished the little guy, have a good afternoon. And I said to Mom, good luck, because housing sometimes is very, very difficult to find in Calgary and expensive for mothers who are just starting a new life without violence. And I said to the little guy, I said, buy yourself a treat. I said, because he had a quarter, a dime, and a nickel, 40 cents he had in his pocket. And he said, no. He says, I'm going to buy my mommy a house, he said. Now, imagine a 4-year-old child having to carry that burden of providing for his mother. And we see these children come into the shelter. We see newborn babies come directly into the shelter from the hospital because home is not safe. We see little children who are in the shelter at Christmas time that are worried because Santa may not find them. We see children hide bread and other types of food under their pillow because they may not get that meal the next time and have learned to survive. And those are the families that we see. But having said that, I'm also amazed at the resilience that the women and children have shown and demonstrated while they're in the shelter. Because while they're in the shelter, I believe that as service providers, we sometimes believe that miracles will happen. And they do. And we put a lot on these families when they come in, because in the 21 days that they stay in the shelter, we expect that they're going to find safe, affordable housing, that they are going to keep themselves intact despite the crises, and we expect them to have the children in an environment where there is a fair amount of structure. Meanwhile, she's dealing with custody issues, legal issues. She may have injuries that need to be tended to, etc., etc. I can go on and tell you these stories. So, and my point is, I am amazed at their resilience, at their strength, at their dignity to be able to say no to the issue of violence and to say, I can't take this anymore, and walk away with nothing but what's on their backs. We have seen children come in without shoes, babies without diapers and formula, and we provide that in the emergency shelter. So your participation tonight and your donations to the emergency women's shelter, either to Awatan or Rowan House, who does amazing work and are our sister shelter, your dollars are going to families who need them. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you for your generosity, because we couldn't do our work without volunteers. We couldn't do our work without the generosity of folks such as yourselves. So on behalf of those families, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And having said that, I'd like to call Chris, because I have a Every Child Matters t-shirt to present to him, just as our gift. To wear on September 30th, which is the Truth and Reconciliation Day, for the missing children, for the children who never made it home. Here in I think it's a Highwood River, there was the Dunbow Industrial School, and we know that there are approximately 39 children that are still missing, that had been buried. And we know that the flood back, I believe it was 1996 or 90, had washed away many of those little bodies. And so we remember them as well in our discussions and our conversations, so that we can't forget their stories, because they did matter, and all children matter. So I want to say thank you very much for listening to me speak, and again, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you really very, very much. And I'm honored to accept the gift, and I will very definitely wear that shirt. I was deeply affected by the stories of the lost children. I actually wrote a song about it, which my wife likes, and I've never played in public because it's not exactly a happy song, and I figured this should be a happy occasion. But it'll be available online at some point. So thank you so much, and I'm honored to accept the gift. Thank you. We'll be back in about 15 minutes when we rehydrate and catch our breath. Thank you again. Anybody want some more music? We're going to go classic Canadian folk now with some Stan Rogers. One of the things I love about folk music in general, but especially shanties, is storytelling through music. And this tells a story, and I was delighted to find out it's actually a true story. The song is called The Mary Ellen Carter, and it sank in a storm, and the crew decided that they were going to make her rise again, and they wrote this, or Stan Rogers wrote this song.
Keep talking.
Keep talking, my guitar's not in tune.
Talk amongst yourselves.
It's a little cold.
Seems right.
Very good. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
She went down last October in the pouring, driving rain. The skipper he'd been drinking, and the mate he felt no pain. Too close to 3 Mile Rock, and she was dealt a mortal blow, and the Mary Ellen Carter settled low. There were just us 5 aboard her when she finally was awash. We worked like hell to save her, all heedless of the cost. And the groan that she gave as she went down, it caused to proclaim that the Mary Ellen Carter would rise again. Well, the owners wrote her off, not a nickel would they spend. She gave 20 years of service, boys, and then met a sorry end. But insurance paid the loss to us, so let her rest below. And then they laughed at us and said we had to go. But we talked to her all winter, some days around the clock. She's worth $250,000 a-floating at the dock. And with every jar that hit the bar, we swore we would remain and make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Rise again, rise again, that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. All those who loved her best and were with her till the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. All spring now we've been with her on a barge lent by a friend. 3 dives a day in a hard-hat suit, and twice I've had the bends. Thank God it's only 60 feet and the currents here are slow, or I'd never have the strength to go below. But we've patched her ends, we've stopped her vents, dot hatch and portholes down, put cables to her fore and aft and girded her around. Tomorrow noon we hit the air and then take up the strain and make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Rise again, rise again, that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. All those who loved her best and were with her till the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. For we couldn't leave her there, you see, to crumble into scale. She'd saved our lives so many times, a-living through the gale. And the laughing drunken rats who left her to a sorry grave, they won't be laughing in another day. And you to whom adversity has dealt the final blow, with smiling bastards lying to you everywhere you go, turn to and put out all your strength of arm and heart and brain, and like the Mary Ellen Carter, rise again.
Rise again, rise again.
Though your heart it be broken and life about to end, no matter what you've lost, be it home or is it friend, like the Mary Ellen Carter, rise again. Rise again, rise again. Though your heart it be broken or life about to end, no matter what you've lost, be it home, a love, a friend, be like the Mary Ellen Carter, rise again. Like the Mary Ellen Carter, rise again. Thank you.
Oh, there could be battery.
Just give us a strum. Okay, chord.
Yeah.
Oops. Actually, yes, please. Thank you.
All right. Talking of classic folk songs, I think you'll recognize this. A Gordon Lightfoot classic.
It's people to see.
The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Another fantastic story and unfortunately true. The Edmund Fitzgerald did actually sink on the Great Lakes in a storm in 1975.
Spoiler. Changing
Hey, are we ready? Are you all ready? Chippewa down at the big lake they call Kitchigumi. The lake, it is said, never gives up her day when the skies in November turn gloomy. With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, she was bigger than most, with a good crew and captain well seasoned. Concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. And later that night when the ship's bell rang, could it be the north wind they'd be feeling? The wind in the wires made a tattletale sound, and a wave broke over the railing. And every man knew, as the captain did too, 'twas the witch of November came stealing. The dawn came late and the breakfast had to wait, when the gales of November came slashing. When afternoon came, it was freezing rain in the face of a hurricane west wind. Supper time came, the old cook came on deck, saying, "Fellas, it's too rough to feed ya." At 7 p.m. a main hatchway came in. He said, "Fellas, it's been good to know ya." The captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew were in peril. Later that night, when his lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours. The searchers all say they'd have made Whitefish Bay if they'd put 15 more miles behind her. They might have split up, or they might have capsized. They may have broke deep or took water, and all that remains is the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and the daughters. And Superior sings in the rooms of her ice-water mansion. Old Michigan steams like a young man's dreams, and the islands and bays of a sportsman. And farther below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send her. Iron boats go, as the mariners all know, with the gales of November, remember. dusty old hall in Detroit. They prayed in the Maritime Sailors Cathedral, and the church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down at the big lake they call Gitchagoonie. Area they said never gives up her dead when the gales of November came early.
I love accordion drones.
Thank you for the claps, everybody. I appreciate it. All right, we're going traditional again.
Whoops. Capo 2. I don't have a note for that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, Santiana gave the day away.
Santiana,
Napoleon on the west, they say.
along the plains of Mexico.
Well, heave her up and away we'll go away.
Santiana,
Heave her up and away we'll go
along the plains of Mexico.
She's a fast clipper ship and a bully good crew.
Away, Santiana,
An old salt yak for a captain too, all on the plains of Mexico. Well, heave her up and away we'll go away.
Santiana,
Heave her up and away we'll go
along the plains of Mexico.
Santiana fought for gold away.
Santiana,
Around Cape Horn through the ice and snow,
along the plains of Mexico.
Well,
Heave her up and away we go away, Santiana. Heave her up and away we go along the plains of Mexico.
'twas on the field of Molly Del Rey
Away, Santiana,
well, both his legs got blown away.
along the plains of Mexico.
Well,
Heave her up and away we go away, Santiana. Heave her up and away we'll go along the plains of Mexico.
it was with fierce and bitter strife
Away, Santiana,
the General Taylor took his life.
along the plains of Mexico.
Well,
Heave her up and away we go away, Santiana. Heave her up and away we'll go along the plains of Mexico.
Santiana, now we mourn
Away, Santiana,
We left him buried off Cape Horn.
along the plains of Mexico. Well, heave her up and away we go away, Santa Ana. Heave her up and away we'll go along the plains of Mexico. Sing her up and away we'll go away, Santa Ana. Heave her up and away we'll go along the plains of Mexico.
Thank you.
What?
That's what my note meant. I had a note on that chart that contact Reg for chart. And I'm like, what? I have a chart. What? And then he got to it, I'm like, oh, right, because all the chords are different. And then I had a little part that said sing harmony. I'm like, nope. I figured that chord right.
All right. We're going to sing another Landlocked Pirate original. This one is a story all about icebreakers. It has the original name of Icebreaker. And it's pretty much factual. So I wrote this, yes. All right. We're going to do it in punk style, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Punk reggae.
A little Johnny Rotten reggae.
How to Terrify Reg in one easy. That'll work. All right.
Punk accordion.
3, 1. Yep, this is what I got it. Okay. Yeah.
The Gulf of St. Lawrence and old Hudson's Bay, come away, you dashing icebreaker, and the Northwestern Passage is frozen sea waves.
Come away, you fearless icebreaker.
Those ice sheets and icebergs don't cause us no strife.
Come away, you stalwart icebreaker.
And our thick steel hull cuts through ice like a knife,
and it won't stop our Canadian icebreaker.
I was born for the Arctic, a seaman was I. Spent my life on icebreakers under diamond skies. I spent most of my time at the Newfoundland fair, but I spent most of my time in that cold Arctic air. I started my voyage on the ship Labrador. We explored the cold Arctic, so pure and raw. We were first to cross from the east to the west. My God, we were thankful that ship was the best. On the Gulf of St. Lawrence and old Hudson's Bay, come away, you dashing icebreaker. And the Northwestern Passage is frozen sea waves.
Come away, you dashless icebreaker.
Those ice sheets and icebergs don't cause us no strife.
Come away, you stalwart icebreaker.
And our thick steel hull cuts through ice like a knife,
And it won't stop our Canadian icebreaker.
Oh, the Johnny MacDonald was the next ship for me, the best ice-breaking ship on Canadian seas. We rescued them ships that with the ice fought, and made clear passage for them to return to their ports. While the Saint Laurent breaker spent the next 15 years shipping off ice and oiling her gears. I gave her my courage, I gave her my soul, and by Christ we were proud, we were first to the pole.
On the Gulf of St. Lawrence and old Hudson's Bay, come away, you dashing icebreaker.
And the Northwestern Passage is frozen sea waves.
icebreaker. Those ice sheets and icebergs don't cause us no strife. Come away, you stalwart icebreaker.
And our thick steel hull cuts through ice like a knife.
And it won't stop our Canadian icebreaker.
My last trip was the Terry Fox out on Beaufort Sea. She was smaller than most, but still home to me. I signed on last summer for one final time. I knew that for me it was the end of the line. For 40 long years away from family, to keep ports and passages safe and ice-free. There are far northern towns that without us would die. I guess it was worth it, now I'll say goodbye.
On the Gulf of St. Lawrence and old Hudson's Bay, come away, you dashing icebreaker. And the Northwestern Passage's frozen seaways, come away, you fearless icebreaker. Those ice sheets and icebergs don't cause us no strife. Come away, you stalwart icebreaker. And our thick steel hull cuts through ice like a knife. And it won't stop our Canadian icebreaker.
And our thick steel hull cuts through ice like a knife. And it won't stop our Canadian icebreaker. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. I said before, I love songs that tell a story, and I'm kind of pleased that that one tells a story. All right, the next song, every single one of you is going to know this song. They say if you want to find a Canadian in hiding, just sing. Oh, the year was 1778. All right. This is called Barrett's Privateers.
It says give the Chris an E.
We got to give you an E. That's all we got to do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm singing this like a fella. Oh, the year. That's right.
To the corner. Is it originally
I wish I...
Oh, I mean, whoa, what? Barrett's Privateers. Barrett's Privateers? Did we change the key?
No.
What's your first chord?
Mine is a G and I'm playing with Papa, so there's this line.
But if my first is a C.
Yours is a C?
Does it Barrett's Privateers?
Oh.
Barrett's Privateers. P, C, or A minor. Oh, that could be.
Because it should be A.
At the beginning? Okay.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, now we worked out what we're doing. Oh, the year was 1778. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. A letter of marque came from the king to the scummiest vessel I've ever seen.
God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears.
Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. Oh, well, Sid Barrett cried the town.
I wish I was in Sherbrooke now.
For 20 brave men, all fishermen, who would make for him the Antelope's crew. God
Damn them all. I was told that cruise the seas for American gold. We'll fire no guns, shed no tears.
Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. Oh, the Antelope sloop was a sickening sight.
I wish I was in Sherbrooke now.
She'd a list to the port and the sails in rags, and the cook in the scuppers with the staggers and jags.
God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the ships for American gold. We'll fire no guns, shed no tears.
Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. On the King's birthday we put to sea. How
I wish I was in Sherbrooke now.
We were 91 days to Montego Bay, pumping like madmen all the way.
God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the ship for American gold. We'll fire no guns, shed no tears.
Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. On the 96th day we sailed again. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. When a bloody great Yankee hove in sight, with our cracked 4-pounders we made to fight. God
Damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the ships for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears.
Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. Oh, the Yankee lay down low with gold.
I wish I was in Sherbrooke now.
She was broad and fat and loose in the stays, but to catch her took the Antelope 2 whole days.
God damn them all.
I was told we'd cruise the ship for American gold. We'll fire no guns, shed no tears. Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. Then at length we stood 2 cables away. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. Our cracked 4-pounders made an awful din, but with one fat ball the Yanks stove us in.
God damn them all. I was told that we cruise the ship for American gold. We'll fire no guns, shed no tears.
Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. The Antelope shook and pitched on her side.
I wish I was in Sherbrooke now.
Barrett was smashed like a bowl of eggs, and the main truck carried off both my legs.
God damn them all. I was told that we cruise the ship for American gold. We'll fire no guns, shed no tears.
Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. So here I lay in my 21st year. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. It's been 6 years since we sailed away, and I just made Halifax yesterday.
God damn them all. I was told that we cruise the ship for American gold. We'll fire no guns, shed no tears.
Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. I have a sneaking suspicion that I didn't outro that the way we had intended, but that's okay.
Yeah. I didn't have any notes on outro for that.
This is no Padstow? Padstow Farewell is no chording or piano.
We were going to try a cappella, but we're not, so I don't know. What's Tim doing on this one?
Because I'm no This is no accordion or piano. Am I just
Padstow doesn't say.
I just have a low harmony.
Yeah, it's, we're talking Padstow Farewell.
Yeah.
Right, for our penultimate song. This is another end of voyage shanty. It's called Padstow Farewell. It's a beautiful song. It is time to go now. Haul away your anchor. Haul away your anchor. It's our sailing time. Get some sail upon her. Haul away your halyards. Haul away your halyards. It's our sailing time. It is time to go now. Haul away your anchors. Haul away your anchors. It's our sailing time. Get her on her course now. Haul away your foresheets. Haul away your foresheets. It's our sailing time. It is time to go now. Haul away your anchor. Haul away your anchor. It's our sailing time. Waves are surging under. Haul away down channel. Haul away down channel. It's our sailing time. It is time to go now. Haul away your anchor. Haul away your anchor. It's our sailing time. When your sailing's over, haul away for heaven. Haul away for heaven. God be by your side. It is time to go now. Haul away your anchor. Haul away your anchor. It's our sailing time. It is time to go now. Haul away your anchor. Haul away your anchor. It's our sailing time. That's a beautiful song, isn't it?
Oh, here we go.
Ooh, to you too. All right. We have one more song for you. Just one more song. And look at that. We're finishing bang on time as well, which is even better. Woo! All right. This is called The Parting Glass. Please sing along. Although I can almost guarantee it'll be a different version from everybody knows, because everybody knows a
17
different version.
versions. Let's put them all together. Reg and I are in sync.
Of all the money that e'er I've had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm that e'er I've done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night, and joy be to you all. If I had money enough to spend, and leisure time to sit a while, there is a fair maid in this town that surely has my heart beguiled. Her rosy cheeks and ruby lips, I own she has my heart enthralled. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night, and joy be to you all. Oh, all the comrades that e'er I had are sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I've had would wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, so fill to me the parting glass. Good night, and joy be to you all. A man may drink and not be drunk. A man may fight and not be slain. A man may court a pretty girl, and perhaps be welcomed back again. But since it has so ought to be, by a time to rise and a time to fall, so fill to me the parting glass. Good night, and joy be to you all. Good night, and joy be to you all. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Oh. Thank you. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
You don't know how good that tastes. Or maybe you do. Ladies and gentlemen, Reg Gothard, Tim Cordice, and your very own Landlocked Pirate. Thank you for coming out. Really appreciate it. We raised loads and loads of money. I don't know how much money yet, but I'll count it and let you know. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Did I mention thank you?
Give freely.
And thank you online.